You're looking at a bird's eye view of the layout for the Mission A. This is a very simple mission. It's not meant to be difficult. It's just meant to really introduce the basic concepts of the game. I'll be trying to get the mercenary from the far left all the way to the far right through the door. Mercenaries go first. There are some crates. I'm supposed to access that terminal right there. So I have a couple obstacles in my way. I have a lab tech and a security guard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my move first, and then I'm going to use my special ability that allows me to fire 3 shots. I can only do this 1 time per game. So I decided to aim at the first security guard. He took a point of damage. I took another shot at the security guard trying to take him out. He's got 2 health, but no damage was done that time. So I focused my energy on that red lab tech with my 3rd and final shot. Rolled the dice, did 2 damage, and took the lab tech out. Next comes the Nexus phase, which is the artificial intelligence of the game. You basically draw a card and follow its instructions. It'll tell you how much reinforcements to do. In this case, I have to draw 2 more cards. And the green part at the bottom says that they get bonus activations, and you don't want to see those. So bonus activations will allow one of your enemies to move and do an action. This one says take any minion and move it to another reinforcement point. So I'm going to do the first bonus activation, which allows me to move that security guard towards me. He did no damage on his roll. And then I did another activation where I basically moved him in closer for hand-to-hand combat. He rolls just 1 dice to my 3 defense, and he did no damage against me that turn. Then finally, I look at the number on the cards here, 2, 0, and 0. Or actually, yes, 2, 0, 0, which means I need to put 2 points of reinforcement. So I added a security guard. And I used this card to move him basically to the other side. You discard the Nexus cards. If you run out, you just shuffle them again. And now I have a guard right up in my face and another guard that's getting ready to enter the area. So on my phase, I decided to get rid of this guard. I attacked, 2 damage. That's enough to take him out. And when you fire, you cannot move. So my turn is over and it's the Nexus phase. So this basically locked out the terminal until the next Nexus phase, but I'm not at the terminal, so this really didn't impact me. Then I need to add reinforcements. It was 1 point, so I bring in a lab tech. Then the guard moves. He can move 5 at his full movement. He is not far enough in to see me, and it returns to my turn. This time I'm going to move in and investigate this crate. I need to roll at least 1 hit, and I do, so I get to draw a random card from the loot deck, and I found a medipack. I have no mercenaries that are able to shoot me at this point. So now it's the actual activation of a mini. This one will move. He can move first and then shoot. He's in range. And he did 1 point of damage to my mercenary. I'll apply the damage on the card. I still have 2 green spots left, which is good. So on my turn, I decide to take him out. I roll 4 dice to his 2 defense. It's plenty, did 2 damage, and he is out of the game. Now it's the Nexus's phase. This was not good. It allowed me to put a reinforcement point back where I started, so basically behind me. And then I have to apply reinforcements, so I put a lab tech there, and I put a guard at my rear. Now, the rules don't tell you how to move randomly, so I just assigned each dice, each face of the die to a different one. The critical would be for the security guard, and the other 2 are for the lab techs. I rolled a very low roll, so one of the lab techs will move. And they move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn to face. And this lab tech cannot see me from that corridor. So my turn. Now I'm going to move and activate or try to hack the terminal. The terminal has a complexity of 1, so I just need to roll. I have 2 tech dice for this Erica mercenary right here, 2. So I roll 2 dice, hoping to get at least 1 hit. And I got 2 hits, so easy enough. The terminal's hacked, which basically allows me to remove the 1 point of security on the door. Back to the Nexus phase. No minions were hurt, so this card basically doesn't apply, but it does have 1 point of reinforcement, so I grab a lab tech and put it there. I can almost see the door, but I'm not going to be able to make it because that lab tech is going to be able to move 5 into my front arc, which means I cannot move out. But the med tech also managed to do a point of damage to me. Now I've got 1 green spot left. If that goes out, I become crippled. So I'm going to attack the tech with my 3 versus 1 defense die. Plenty, 2 damage. That's enough to take the tech out of my way. But once again, it's the Nexus phase. Always draw the card before any of your activations happen. This one gives a free move. So again, I'm going to use the random die to figure out which of the 3, the 2 lab techs or the security guard can move. I roll a single die, and I got the middle, which applied to one of the lab techs. So that lab tech will move 5 in. But the lab tech does not have a long-range weapon, so can't do anything. But this also means there is still 1 more movement. I rolled another die, and it was the other tech, thankfully. And they move in 5, but again, they do not have a long-range weapon, so they cannot attack me. It's my turn. I'm going to run for it. So I move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I turn to face the rear in case anybody comes up against me. Because in this game, facing does matter. On the Nexus phase, time to draw another card. And I need to draw 2 more cards, and there are going to be a bunch of free activations or bonus activations. Remove 1 damage from a minion. This does not apply, and it's a 0 reinforcement card, so no big deal there. And then I choose a mercenary. All enemies that can fight without moving will do so. There are no mercenaries in my face, so that card is also a waste. Finally, for the movement, I'm going to bring the security guard in. I checked for the ranged weapon, but he is out of range. And again, these have 0 for the reinforcements, so those cards do not do anything for me. Finally, I need to see who is going to move. I've got a lot of players on the board here, so I'm going to leave it up to chance. And I roll a single die, and I roll the lowest value, which means a lab tech moves in. But he can only move 5, which is not enough to get close to hit me. It is now my turn, and to win this game, all I have to do is open the door. So I move 4 for my move. My action will be to open the door, and the game is over.